Excellent, excellent, excellent. Welcome, welcome. Well, good morning and welcome to the Sierra Center for Spiritual Living. We want you to know wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you're welcome here, right here. My name is Reverend Mitch. I am the spiritual director here and your MC for today. Karen is doing a Taizé service at another community, and we'll have her do one of those here as well. So let's go ahead and send our children out to Children's Church. If we just rub our hands together and send some good vibes for a great day back there with Jessica Sunshine. Awesome. So grateful that we have a children's program. Welcome, you guys. Welcome. Glad you're here. And it's growing. Love it. So I'm going to start off with who we are and talk a little bit about what we believe. We are a supportive, inclusive spiritual community that celebrates all life, all forms of life. And we aspire to live authentic spiritual lives through a practical application of the teachings of science of mind. Now, you might wonder what those teachings are. And there's a lot to them. We talk about spiritual laws. We talk about consciousness as cause. We talk about a lot of things. But they kind of boil down to these four ideas. The first is all thought is creative and influential. In fact, everything's a thought before it's a thing. The chair you're sitting on, the stage that was built, it had to be seen in the unseen, in the imagination, in our minds, before it could come into reality. Second thing we believe is that there is only God. That is the only objective truth. God, Spirit, the divine, whatever words you use for that power and presence that's in all things, all places, all spaces. Now you might say, wait, Mitch, there's a lot of evil and devilishness going on in the world. And we believe that starts and stops in the mind of human beings. I remember my cousin and I had a discussion about this. She's Catholic. And I said, yeah, we only believe there's God. Well, no. And I said, imagine the world. And what if we took all the humans off of it? Would evil exist? That blew her mind. She was quiet for a while. So we had a good discussion over that. Third thing we believe, and it's so important to practice right now, that everything in our experience is either a call for love or an expression of love. And say with me, no exceptions. No exceptions. Let's start saying that after that, right? Because it goes in deep, but it's hard to remember that sometimes, especially when we're the call for love. Maybe I'm just being a call for love right now. And our work is to try and respond with love, to see through the trigger, to see through the hurtful behavior or words, because that's really what heals us at the end of the day. And the fourth thing we believe with all our heart, all our mind, all our soul is that right now, right here, no matter what you've done or didn't do in the past, no matter if you owe taxes, no matter if you left the laundry I left my laundry in the dryer for a week once. And no matter what you did or didn't do, at your essence, you are whole, perfect, and complete right now, just the way you are, worthy of every good that this life can give you. Yeah, and maybe some things you want to do differently or improve, but at your essence, whole, perfect, and complete. So we would like to welcome any first-time guests. We're not going to tell you to stand or say your name, but if you would just raise your hand so we can welcome any first-time guests. Wonderful. Awesome. Very good, very good. And if you're a first-time guest online, just go ahead and pop in first time, and we'll show you some love there as well. So any February birthdays, first Sunday, February birthdays. We're going to sing you a little birthday song. And here's Rev K singing it for us, and we can sing together. Happy birthday to you. We're so glad you're alive.
You're a gift to the earth. Bless the day of your birth. Happy birthday to you. We're so glad you're alive. You're a gift to the earth.
Happy birthday. All right, now I would like to invite Bonnie up to light our inclusion candle. We light this candle to celebrate the unity of all peoples, all faiths, all beings, all life, honoring the infinity of oneness as all creation seen and unseen, to remind us of the light of spirit within us all. So it is. Thank you. All right, and we are a praying community here. So if you have something heavy on your heart, let us call into consciousness the kind of condition, shift, or healing you want to see. In the backs of the chairs is a purple, little short purple piece of paper. You can write your prayer on there, and then we have a wooden box to the left of the door. You can drop it in there, and if you're online, we want to pray for you as well. Go to sierracenter.org, click on spiritual support, and you'll see an option there to send us your prayer request. We pray every time we pick up the prayers after service, and we pray on Wednesdays all throughout the week of your prayer, and people have had some amazing demonstrations. So if you haven't tried it, give it a try. All right, so now I'm going to invite Mitch up to the stage to do announcements. I know, it's a long day. We have potluck Sunday today. Please come. I baked lasagna, right? I did not make lasagna, but I did bake lasagna. And we have some really good treats. Shara brought shrimp. I heard Shara brought, save me some shrimp, people. I know how we go here. No, please come, and we're going to have a raffle. Look at this. We have some raffle items. We have some goat soap. We have some books. Who likes Brene Brown? Daring Greatly on the raffle. And we have this amazing water bottle with this lovely crochet that Katie made. $40 value. I am so getting tickets for this. So we'll sell some tickets after. We'll do a raffle, and it's a fundraiser for the church. So if you can do that, that would be fantastic. So we're still seeking board members. We do have openings for the board. We have our first board meeting of the year on February 15th. Board applications are over there. We still have 3 openings, and we have a lot of work to do this year. So if that's you, we meet the 3rd Sunday. If you have questions, if you just want to check it out, show up on the 15th. Everyone is welcome to come to the board meeting. Our board meetings are transparent. So if you're thinking about it, come and we'll rope you into it. No, I'm sorry. We will answer any questions that you have. Sacred Dance Circle, February 2nd, 10:30 to noon, here with Judy. I was up here the other week when they had it. The music was amazing. If you've never done it, you want to do it, there's a flyer over there. You want to just let Judy know you're coming, and you'll have a good time. We are on the precipice of having enough to do the class Beyond Limits. Who would like to get past their limits? Past the ceiling, that one area in your life where you just can't seem to, right? Perfect class to do this in. Reverend Patricia's teaching it. It's on Zoom. It's going to start this Tuesday night at 6 o'clock. And here's the thing. We don't want money to be the barrier. I do have a little class angel that's given us a little scholarship money to give people. We don't always have that, but we do have that for this class. So, and when there's payment plans, we never want money to be the reason you're not in these classes. These classes change your life, period. This is great, but classes are like this on steroids. Really do keep you steeped in the consciousness, in the truth. That will change your life. February 8th, we're going to have a little discussion after service about practitioners. What is a practitioner? How do you become one? What is the path? It's kind of like a junior minister. You can do a lot of things. You can even have your own coaching, metaphysical coaching practice, which I did for many years, still do, sort of. So, yeah, we want to answer questions. If this calls to your heart and you want to serve in a deeper way and learn more about that path after service, next Sunday, I'm going to have a little discussion group around that. Join us for Love Without Labels. Who are my single people in the room? Any singles? Yes, 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 yes. So, This is not a dating event. I want to be clear. It's very clear. It's an agape kind of love event, right? Where we can come, it's a potluck. We'll do some connection exercises, and we'll just be in a space together in love and joy and connection. Because I notice when we step into that space with others, we don't feel so alone. And I think Valentine's Day, if you're single, can feel like a really lonely day when you see all your coupled friends out, right? So let's just come and give us our own love to each other. Yes? Saturday, the 14th, 5:30, and bring a friend. We'll have a good time. Discover how to create and lead your own workshop. So if you ever had a little idea and you're like, I really should teach this, or maybe friends are going, you should teach that. You really need to teach that. And you go, but I don't know how. No more excuses. I'm leading the Work Your Workshop on February 21st from 10 a.m. to 3. Bring your lunch, and you're going to leave with a workshop outline and a couple of exercises you will have tested that day with a safe group of people. So hope you can join us. Information and flyers for all our classes and programs are over there on the table. You can also sign up. We also get on our mailing list. If you have not get on our weekly e-newsletter, you can also get on sierracenter.org to join the newsletter. And please silence your phones or put them on stun, whatever works for you. And I appreciate that. Now we're going to turn it back over to Mr. Billy Bensing.
Hello, testing, Earth to everybody. I'll play a song called, could you give me a little more volume on there? Thank you, 1, 2, check, all right. I wrote this song in Australia, in Sydney years ago, when I was trying to figure out who I am. And they were saying, oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. And so I wrote a song called Image. It goes, everybody says I need an image. Play the role and you'll be on your way. But can I just be myself? I'm just no good as someone else. I know I never make it that way. I've been running around in great big circles, always going up just to come down. Guess I'll just keep hanging on, singing my old love songs. Surely someday I'll find a way. Hey, yeah. Na 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 na. Everybody's got a face, what to do and what is right. They'll take my reality, ears to hear and eyes to see, and run me like a puppet on a string. Lord, I wish they'd let me be, get off my back and let me free. I'd rather do or die on my own. Let me take you walking by a river, breezing through a sunny afternoon, when we can do as we like, stay until the stars are bright, sleep beneath the blanket of the moon. Na 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 na. Hey, hey, hey. Well, everybody's got advice, what to do and what is right, but they'll take my reality, ears to hear, then eyes to see, then run me like a puppet on a string. But Lord, I wish they'd let me be, get off my back and let me free. I'd rather do or die on my own. Everybody says I need an image. Play the role and you'll be on your way. Oh, but can I just be myself? I'm just no good as someone else. I know I never make it that way. Thank you. A lot of tune. Well, thank you.
Thank you. So, good morning, everybody. I'm Shara Banbury, your practitioner for the day, and I'm going to be doing a sacred reading, and then I'm going to ring the bells and other bowls, if you will, and we'll go into a silent meditation, and then we'll come out with a prayer. So, I had a moment yesterday when I was visiting someone and taking care of a 6-month-old baby. And while he was sleeping, I was able to pick up a book and read it. And the book was Courage, the Joy of Living Dangerously. And I thought, how perfect is that? It's written by Osho. I essentially read the whole book and found many things that I wanted to share with you, but I thought I would share just the last couple paragraphs. A man walking in the night slipped from a rock. Afraid that he would fall down thousands of feet because he knew that place was a very deep valley, he took hold of a branch that was hanging over the rock. In the night, all he could see was a bottomless abyss. He shouted. His own shout was reflected back. There was nobody to hear. You can imagine that man and his whole night of torture. Every moment there was death. His hands were becoming cold. He was losing his grip. And as the sun came out, he looked down and he laughed. There was no abyss. Just 6 inches down, there was a rock. He could have rested the whole night, slept well. The rock was big enough, but the whole night was a nightmare. From my own experience, I can say to you, the fear is not more than 6 inches deep. Now it is up to you whether you want to go on clinging to the branch and turn your life into a nightmare, or whether you would love to leave the branch and stand on your own feet. There is nothing to fear. Okay. So we'll just say a few ohms before I do the bowls. If you will, just read what's on the screen, and if you already know it, which most of you probably do, we're just taking this moment to connect with the sound of the universal truth. So let's just take a moment, and I'll do the bells, and then we'll say the ohms. Love. Love is the answer. Love is the universal truth. Love is the highest form of consciousness. Love is the creator of all that is, and that divine order is evident in all of the universes, all of the planets, all of the life forms, all that is known and all that is unknown. That one source embodies every idea, and it constantly brings forth new. And each one of us reaches into and experiences that love whenever we align ourselves with that truth. And so I know in this moment that everything that is present, that we are limitless, that we are whole, perfect, and complete, that we are loved and we are loving. And so I know that this service today brings forth not only that concept, but that heartfelt experience of our soul connection, leaving behind those thoughts that would distract us from the truth, letting go of judgments and complaints and fears, to know only love. And as we align with this truth, I know that we bring healing into our hearts and our souls and our minds in a way that is new. And we bravely go forward into this unknown newness, trusting that love is always with us. And so I claim and know that Rev Mitch today serves all of the functions of ministry to each person present here, online, and everywhere with his thought. That each of the practitioners, each of the people who serve in various jobs are giving of themselves with love. And I'm so deeply grateful to know that, to appreciate it, to embrace it, to bring it into my heart, and be able to just let go of anything unlike itself. And so with that gratitude, I speak my word into the divine law, that perfect order of everything that is, that continues to unfold, to bless, to embrace, and to guide us. As we say together, and so it is. Thank you. Have a good day.
And now a song from Billy Bensing.
Get a little vocals going here. Oh, this song, you've heard this song before. It's called If I Believe, and I'm going to play it for you with my band. Hey, you've been with me all of my life, tracked through my dreams like a knife. You follow me around, my old friend. Sometimes I just have to pretend, 'cause if I believe, I'm gonna find a better way. Through new eyes I see beauty of another day. Hey. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Love only takes me so far. Dream you could heal every scar. Can a miracle sure do me good? And you keep on saying it could. If I believe, gonna find a better way. Yeah. Through new eyes I see beauty of another day. Lover. I believe, will I be free? Jesus took the world by surprise, drew out the truth from the lies. Mission was clear to the end, to love and forgive and transcend. And if I believe, gonna find a better way. Through new eyes I see the beauty of another day. Jesus, if I believe, will I be free? Oh Lord, if I believe, oh yeah, will I be free? Oh yeah, if I believe, yeah, yeah, will I be free? Oh, if I believe, will I be free? Oh, hey. Will I be free? Will I be free?
Let's give it up again for the Billy Bensing $1 million performance.
Thank you much. Thank you much.
Happy Sunday, everyone. Turn to somebody and say, glad you came. Glad you came. Glad you came. It's good to see a full house today. Full house. Full house. All right, come on back, people. Come on back. We'll have Billy sit down here. So I want you to mark your calendar, February 28th. It's a Saturday. We're going to do another Rise and Speak messages. Pat Cooper's going to tell her story. Diane Meisler. We're getting another story from Kelly back there. You might get a story from me. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. So mark your calendars, February 28th. Right now we have 6 speakers, so hopefully that'll hold. And it's going to be a great time. Really moving stories that will inspire you, uplift you, and give you hope. So we need more hope, don't we? We need good stories. Yes. The other thing I want to mention is Alternatives to Violence. That 2-day program I talked about where you get to deal with your stuff so you can show up better. And you do it with a group of people where you take off the mask and you go deep and you feel like family at the end of it, right? Diane Meisler, if you have any questions, is leading it. And we have a sign-up sheet in the foyer. It's going to be March 7th and 14th. They're doing 2 Saturdays, which makes it really accessible to working people as well. So don't miss it. You will not regret it. And it's free, right? You just bring some money for food, because she'll feed you really well. Trust me, I know. Might go back just for the food. So, start off with a little humor here. A drunk stumbles along into a baptismal service on a Sunday afternoon down by the river. He proceeds to walk down to the water and stands next to the preacher. The minister turns to him, notices him, and says, "Hey, mister, are you ready to find Jesus?" The drunk looks back and says, "Yes, preacher, I sure am." The minister then takes him and dunks him in the water, pulls him back up and says, "Have you found Jesus?" The preacher asked. And the man says, "No, I didn't." So the preacher then dunks him again for a little bit longer, pulls him up. "Now, brother, have you found Jesus?" "No, Reverend, I did not." The preacher, in disgust, grabs him again, holds him under for 30 seconds, brings him out of the water in a harsh tone and says, "My good man, have you found Jesus?" The old drunk wipes his eyes and asks the preacher and says, "Are you sure this is where he fell in?" I know, good, huh? I belly laughed for a solid minute. Solid minute. You ever meet somebody and right away they're kind of an edgy person, right? They're just really sharp with their words or their energy. Or have you ever just kind of been pushed over your own edge and let your inner edge become your outer edge? I had that experience last week. I was preparing for the annual meeting. I was trying to put a talk together, and I'd had a really long, 12-hour days week. And I got one text about somebody not making the annual meeting, and then I got a second text from someone who didn't want something else with the meeting, and then that's when I went over the edge. And I wasn't very loving or kind in my text, and I felt bad about it. I had went over my own edge of frustration. And here's the thing. There was a good reason for it. But we're always accountable for our impact, even if there's a reason for it. And I did make amends to them. And it got me thinking about my own inner edge and how to choose kindness instead of judgment in those moments when we feel ourselves starting to react or to go into judgment or to shut down, right? And it's these moments when we're on the edge of ourselves that we have an opportunity. And the opportunity is to respond versus react, right? And I'm talking about that moment before the reaction slips out or before the judgment happens and we shut down. That moment that feels justified, right? Give them a piece of my mind, right? That moment is the one I'm talking about. And here's the deal. When we suspend our judgment, we learn to, I'm about to go over the edge, and we stop and we suspend whatever is going to come out. We have an opportunity to lean in with curiosity so we can gain understanding. Because understanding is the road to compassion. And that energy changes hearts. And so we're going to talk a little bit about the story of a person who did just that. And he did it in the most dramatic and brave way possible. I want you to imagine right now that you're invited to a meeting, a whole group of people who don't like your kind and would like you off the planet. Would you go to that meeting? Who'd sign up for that meeting? Maybe a few brave people would. We know who the crazy ones are. No, I'm just kidding. Well, you know who accepted that meeting? You might have heard his name. Daryl Davis. See, Daryl Davis in 1983, and Daryl Davis is a black man, and he's also a jazz musician. And he was playing piano at a bar in Frederick, Maryland. And after the set, a white man approached him and said, "You're the best piano player I've ever heard." And then he added, "I never heard a black man play like that." So that sentence carried a lot of pain and ignorance in it. And Daryl later said he felt an instant surge, a tightening of his body. Ever feel that heat rising up? It's familiar, I think, to all of us at one point or another. Now, he could have corrected the man, he could have walked away, or he could have responded in contempt. Instead, he paused right there on the edge. And that pause led to something amazing. Because here's the thing, when we're at the edge, it's an emotional edge, it's not a moral edge, right? We often frame judgment as a moral issue, but neuroscience is telling us something very important. Judgment is usually a stress response, not a character flaw. And when the brain senses threat, whether it's social, emotional, or physical, the amygdala activates. And in fact, all the blood source for your prefrontal cortex, where you think and you respond and you plan, goes right here. Fight, flight, freeze brain that doesn't do a lot of thinking. So literally this part that can empathize and have perspective and choice is offline when that happens. So when you feel that heat rising in your body, know that the blood is going from here to here. And nothing good comes out of here, ever. And you can't take it back. So in simple terms, really, we just lose our access to higher thinking, but we can get it back. We can get it back. But it's tempting, right? Contempt is protective. Indifference is efficient. Kindness, however, requires regulation. See, Daryl didn't deny his reaction. He didn't bypass it. He stayed present with it, and he chose differently. We call that emotional strength. So this is where spirituality gets tested for us. And so then Daryl decided to lean in with curiosity, and he asked him a question. He said, "How can you hate me when you don't even know me?" The man answered honestly and said, "I'm a member of the KKK." Now let's pause here for a second. See, this is not a theoretical spiritual problem. It is not a safe and comfortable moment. This is the edge in its rawest form where two people are speaking their truth. And Daryl stayed in the conversation. He could have ran away. Nobody would have blamed him, right? And he stayed in the conversation not to excuse hatred, but to refuse to be dehumanized. You know, Jesus, who we look at as the great example of what's possible for all of us, said, "You have heard it said to love thy neighbor and hate thy enemy, but I say to you, love your enemies," right? Because love is that elixir that will heal the call for love. And this is not just poetic teaching, it's radical emotional discipline. That's our work. Radical emotional discipline. Ernest Holmes puts it this way. He says, we cannot react against a condition and at the same time rise above it. We cannot react against a condition because the truth is we're vibrating at the same level of that condition the minute we're in reaction. It won't allow us to go to a higher place. See, Daryl didn't try to defeat hatred. He refused to match its frequency. Have you ever been drawn into something low frequency? Like you're having a good day and then somebody's in upset and all of a sudden you're like soaking in and now you're vibrating down. We all know this. We've all experienced it. Our work is to keep rising above it. You know, modern psychology, they've studied in the research on contact theory, shows that sustained humanizing interactions across different types of people, reduces prejudice and extremist thinking. The nervous system relaxes when threat becomes relationship. Over time, Daryl formed genuine friendships with people from the KKK. Not arguments, not trying to convince them they're wrong, just relationship. In fact, he asked to meet with the Grand Wizard, true story. He asked to meet with the Grand Wizard, brave man, and he thought, well, where's a safe place to meet? So he got a hotel room. And he got a hotel room, and his wife packed some sandwiches and some drinks, and they had ice, little cooler. And in comes the Grand Wizard with his bodyguard, and there is Daryl. And there's tension. And they sit down. And just as they're beginning to talk, you know what ice does when it melts? It pops. And there was this pop, and everyone got tense. Like, is there a gun in the room? Thankfully, no one was shot that day. But Daryl started a friendship with the Grand Wizard, and the Grand Wizard said, hey, why don't you come to a rally? I know, right? Daryl went. He went. And not only did he go to that rally, he continued to befriend the Grand Wizard, and then one day he received a package. The Grand Wizard announced that he had quit the KKK and sent him his robe. Daryl went on to continue this work. Over 200 people have left KKK after knowing him. Not because he argued. He built relationships. And they became coherent with him. In science of mind language, you would say Daryl held a different consciousness in the room, and that changed the field. That's the kind of emotional strength is also spiritual maturity. And I want to be clear, kindness is not passivity. It doesn't mean agreement. And it doesn't mean self-erasure, that you stop representing yourself. Kindness is self-mastery. That's what we're here for. Right? To master all those broken pieces, reactive pieces, judgy pieces, fearful pieces. Because when we know those, and we can heal those, and we know what they are, we start to step into self-mastery so we can be the kindness and love that needs that kind of response. That's what I love about AVP. It's exactly what you do in those 2 days, is you get to look at what's in your Samsonite, in your luggage, right? I love how Ernest Holmes said that the highest form of thought is that which recognizes unity while honoring individuality. That's why we say here, wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you're welcome here. Whatever words you use for higher power or God or the presence or whatever you believe, you're welcome here. If you're an atheist, you're welcome here. There's no judgment. We're just all journeying together to get that self-mastery. Daryl honored his own dignity and the humanity of the other with this advanced spiritual practice. See, anyone can judge when they're tired. I did. Anyone can dismiss the other when hurt. But it takes strength to stay open when your body just wants to armor up. That's the inner edge I'm talking about. See, what you do matters right in that moment. And when you can recognize it and you can pause before you act, you can make a choice that heals instead of hurts. And don't we need that now more than ever? We're living in a time of high reactivity, judging thy neighbor, polarization, chronic nervous system overload with each news thing that's coming up. Social media now is always posting the polarity, the labeling, the jokes. I don't even like the jokes. We think they're funny, but it's at someone else's expense. That doesn't make it right. And I've coined this term, we're experiencing a lot of sensationalism. You ever hear the news report, big storm coming, and they blow it up, and it's just this little rain. But we're getting so conditioned to have that big nervous system response. Speed trains us towards judgment. The quicker we're moving through a stressful situation, the more likely we are to judge. Fatigue trains us towards indifference. We just don't want to think about it anymore. And yet Spirit calls us to something deeper. I think that's why Jesus said, blessed are the peacemakers. Not the peacekeepers, not the conflict avoiders, but the ones who stand on the edge of their uncomfortableness and remain in their humanity to inspire others to show up with their humanity. Because choosing kindness at the end of the day is choosing freedom, which we all want. Daryl said, I love what he said here. He said, when you don't know someone, fear fills in the gap. When you know someone, fear has nowhere to live. Isn't that beautiful? See, judgment would have cost him energy. Contempt would have hardened him. Indifference wouldn't have changed anything. But kindness freed Daryl. In a way, I don't even think he knew he was going to be freed. And not only did he free himself, he freed 200 more people. See, metaphysically, this is the law at work. When we hold consciousness, whatever we hold in consciousness, whether it's low or high vibration, that becomes the quality of the life we experience. Not the other person, not the condition. Quality of consciousness we hold. Contempt contracts. Kindness expands. Not because others deserve it. I want you to hear that. Not because others deserve it, but because we do. We do. This work is for us, which is really for the one of us. So the next time judgment arises, I want to invite you to pause and ask, what am I protecting right now? What am I protecting right now? Because perception does not show us reality. They've done studies on this. It keeps our inner reality stable. That's why you can bring a whole bunch of facts to somebody and they'll just reject them. They want to be congruent. And so you might be protecting your BS, your belief system. You might be. But you'll never know unless you pause and you get curious and you get some new information. That's when the shift happens. And here's what I know about everybody in here. You're strong enough to do this because we've all done hard things. Who's done hard things in their life? Anybody? Right. So I know you can do it. And that's why we're having this talk, because you already know this. There's something in you that knows this. And that's why we come here, is to be reminded, to renew our minds so that we can show up differently when the edge of our being gets activated. Because if you hold division in your heart, this is the time to embrace your inner edge. Maybe there's a neighbor that's flying a flag that feels triggery to you. Maybe there's a coworker. You're complete opposites and you try to avoid them all the time. That's the place you need to lean into. But it's not natural, is it? We want to run the other way. But the only way we're going to get to the bridge of healing is to walk it, and it starts with understanding. And the only way we can gain understanding is to allow curiosity to take the place of what our fear mind, our fear brain would have told us to do. That's our work, to be conscious even when it's uncomfortable. See, only there, when we do that, we can find the common ground. We need to find the common ground in our families, in our relationships, in our communities, in our state, our country, the world. We need it now more than ever. Because it's that common ground that will shift us into the peace, love, and understanding we want to see in our own lives and the world. That's our mission. That's our work. So you have now been put on notice to embrace your inner edge. Blessed be. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If you will please stand, I will read our affirmation once, and then I will invite you to read it with me. Sorry, it's a little long, but it's worth it. Okay. I release judgment and choose awareness. I release contempt and choose compassion. I release indifference and choose participation in life as spirit expressing through me. Together. Release judgment and choose awareness. I release contempt and choose compassion. I release indifference and choose participation in life, spirit expressing through me. And so it is. Good job with that long one. Have a seat, please. And if you will, take your gift in your hand. And we have a text to give here. I think we also have a QR code on the next slide. If you'd like to use, leave that up for a second. If anyone needs to scan, any phone people, okay. And we'll go back to our giving statement, and we will read it together. I give this gift with love and joy from a consciousness of abundance. Divine love blesses and prospers all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. All right, so let's just take a collective breath in as we drop into our heart space and we amplify the energy of these gifts and the intention with which they've been given. And I know they bless this center and they bless the giver. That there is a divine, unlimited flow of good moving through these gifts, through this center, through the community, state, nation, and world. And so I just give thanks for each and every person who has contributed to this center for us to continue to do the high work of consciousness, love, connection, and healing to create a world that works for all. Blessed be, and so it is. All right. Okay, we have some thank yous. Thank you to our ushers, Chana and Sandy. Thank you so much. Our candlelighter, Bonnie. Announcements. You're welcome. Streaming tech, Chana and Katie. Katie's our newest. Welcome, Katie. Glad you're here. Sound, Jose. Sign placer, Tate. Where's Tate? Okay. I play signs too. Okay, whatever. Practitioner of the day, Shara. Beautiful reading. Thank you so much. Give it up for Jessica Sunshine and Carol are back there for Children's Church. Real loud. It was my pleasure to be your platform host today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And last but not least, the Billy Bensing. Beautiful, beautiful music. So what are you taking away from our experience together today?
Radical emotional discipline.
Radical emotional discipline. What else? Happiness. What else? The edge. Gratitude, curiosity. The fear is 6 inches. Oh, I like that. Excellent. All right. Well, let's welcome in our children.
Can I say something? Friends, thank you so much for entrusting me with your kids. I am so honored to be part of this community and to be able to spend time with these children. They are such a blast. So today we actually have a little refresher course on what an affirmation is. And we also discussed what we're grateful for. So a couple of my friends would like to share what they wrote down and that they're grateful for. Do you want to say, Rosa?
Yeah. I'm going to sing one.
Well, we don't have a lot of time.
Spirits can special. And love and happiness is God is happy now, and everything is spiritual kids at everywhere.
Yes.
And then flippity floppity.
Flippily floppily is the word of the day. Who would like to say what they're grateful for?
I'm grateful for all the new people that are here.
Oh, yes.
I'm grateful for my friends and my family who take care of me when I'm down.
Oh, yes. Awesome. Anybody else?
I'm grateful for the people that come to Children's Church.
Yes. Very cool.
All right, we're good.
All right.
Thank you for letting us share.
And can we give it up for Jessica Sunshine, our newest program children's coordinator? Yes! Answer to a prayer. You're welcome to come off stage. And then if everybody would please stand, we will do our benediction.
Something wonderful is happening as me right now. It's this thing called the sacred pause. It's this thing called leaning in. It's this thing called compassion. I know it. I feel it. I sense it. Because I am it. And so it is. Take it away, Mr. Billy.
All right. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. My heart is open wide. 'Cause I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. 'Cause I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. 'Cause I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. 'Cause I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. 'Cause I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. 'Cause I'm only here for God.
All right. We're going to be selling raffle tickets up here in about 10 minutes for all our items. And if we could get some help moving chairs and bringing out tables, thank you so much. Have a blessed week, everyone.